Welcome back to On the Rise, as Matteo de Brienne has made one of the most exciting transfers in league history. After leaving Atletico Ottawa in the CPL for Sweden's top flight in GAIS, and no, it's not a rumor, it's done. As Matteo de Brienne makes that step and leaves Canadian football for European football to head abroad in a major step in his young footballing career, but a very well-deserved step for the young 22-year-old Canadian left back, who season on season in the CPL has always gone up a level, always lived up to expectations, and always proved himself, showing his talent, his ability, and all of his potential, whether it's at different clubs or in different roles. Matteo de Brienne has been absolutely incredible in the Canadian Premier League, and in my opinion, one of the best players, if not the best player to ever leave the Canadian Premier League. Yes, it's a bold call, but I truly believe that. He's a sensational footballer and my favorite to ever come out of the league. But Matteo de Brienne makes the big step to European football to join GAIS, a league which Canadians have already had success in. We've seen Derek Cornelius play for Malmo FF and do extremely well, blossom his career, and go on to the extreme heights in Liga from that. Matteo de Brienne has a chance to prove himself in Sweden's top flight and to do very well. And I'm going to break down the transfer, give you guys the details around the deal, as well as what GAIS did in 2024, as well as how he fits into the squad. But before we jump into all the things around the transfer, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about Matteo de Brienne leaving Atletico Ottawa for GAIS, as well as, guys, smash that like button. It really helps out the video as well as the channel, and smash that sub button, guys, and let's continue to move to 550 and 600 subscribers, because all the support is really appreciated, guys. But let's jump straight into things, because GAIS signs Matteo de Brienne, the 22-year-old left back from Atletico Ottawa, and this is currently on an undisclosed fee. Nobody knows how much the fee is, not even Transfer Market, and it could be one of those fees that once it does get revealed, it is a very high fee, because this is one of the best talents to come out of the Canadian Premier League. But he joins on a very exciting deal, and I really like the length of this contract for Matteo de Brienne. He joins on a deal that will run through to 2029 season. So that gives him a 4-year deal, a 3-4-year deal. So that gives him a lot of security, a lot of comfort, and he can truly find his home at GAIS and play his football and not have to worry about his contract, or not have to worry about any insecurity about it being maybe a 1 or 2-year deal. Because let's say if it was a 2-year deal for Matteo de Brienne, he then has to go into that first season and look to very much prove himself and to play at a very high level to win that starting role at left back and to fight for a new contract. But having a 3-4-year deal, he has that security, that the backing from the club, that he doesn't have to force it. He can play his football, he can be stress-free and just go out there and play his game, especially in a new country. That is massive, just to go out there, play your football, enjoy your football, and truly show your level. Because we know Matteo de Brienne can do that. He's done it in the CPL every single season, ever since he was even a teenager. So going to the Sweden top flight, getting that security, getting that long-term contract means everything for such a young player, especially moving countries, and not just countries, moving continents. So it's a huge move for a young player, and getting that security is massive. But also, Matteo de Brienne joins with already some silverware, not winning a league, but he was the 2023 CPL Best U21 player, and he's played a few seasons for Valor FC, as well as coming off the last one for Atletico Ottawa. Having been the U21 Player of the Year shows his quality, shows his ability. He has done it every single year in the league, and even on teams that weren't necessarily expected to hit the ground running in Valor. Valor is a team that really weren't that impressive, weren't that great. At times, didn't have the backing, but always, Matteo de Brienne went out, left it all on the pitch, played incredibly well, and always showed his talent for Valor FC. Nothing against Valor, I think they're a decent club, but Matteo de Brienne was always a shining light for that club. Goes to Atletico Ottawa, continues to play great football, puts his head down, grasps, and plays incredibly well. Matteo de Brienne always showed his talent, showed his ability, whichever club he was at, and whichever role he was asked to play in. So it's extremely exciting to see him earn this transfer to GAIS, because Matteo de Brienne played incredibly well. But what does he bring you as a fullback? He's very much an attacking fullback, creating chances, getting forward, but very much a two-way fullback at defending very well, winning tackles. Last season alone, having 38 tackles won, along with aerial duels of 72.2%, winning 39 aerial duels. So he isn't just great on the ground, he is also great in the air. And going forward, he creates loads of chances, gets loads of shots, and gets into the box very well. So it's extremely exciting to see his play on the field because what he brings is very much a two-way left back. Never had a card last season as well, but picking up 10 yellow cards for his time with Atletico Ottawa. But how did GAIS do in 2024? Well, they finished in 6th place, a side that probably weren't predicted to finish so high. They finished very high up the table. 6th place in a competitive Sweden top flight is very exciting for a club that doesn't go out there and spend the big bucks and doesn't spend a lot of money. But bringing in a player like Matteo de Brienne to bolster the squad, they've made a lot of other signings, is going to very much help this team to try to progress and look higher up the table. Finishing in 6th place is very exciting for GAIS. I think that's a great finish for a club like GAIS, who doesn't have the history of finishing up very high. They're new to the league. They're not a side that's been in the league for a long time either. So GAIS finishing in 6th place was incredible for them, but they've made so many signings, they're hoping to stay up the table and continue to prove themselves as a side that is higher up and good at finishing in Sweden's top flight and demanding one of those higher place finishes. So I think making these signings, making a signing like Matteo de Brienne shows the ambition of the club, shows they want to continue to improve on that 6th place finish, or even just stay in that area of the table and not drop any further. Just shows the ambition of the club. And bringing Matteo de Brienne is very exciting for GAIS. But GAIS at left back, who does he have to contend with? Who is in his position? Well, I think it's going to be very interesting because right now in his position is a Sweden left back and Robin Wenden Thomasen, who is currently 25 years of age, not aging too much, only 3 years older than Matteo de Brienne, but 450,000 euros. I don't know much about Robin Wenden Thomasen, so I'm not going to pretend to know anything about a player in Sweden's top flight who I've never heard of. So I'm not going to be one of those reporters. But he does play for the club already. He will know the system. He will have played for them previously. He is Sweden and from Sweden, so that does give him that edge on Matteo de Brienne. Knowing he's from the country, knowing he's already at the club, will give him that edge on Matteo de Brienne. But the fact Matteo de Brienne is getting bought by the club, he's younger, he has all the potential, I think gives him that time to ease into things. I'm not going to say he's going to start immediately, because that's a big ask for a player to be Canadian, be a new transfer, start over a homegrown player. But I think give Matteo de Brienne to ease into the season and show his talent, show his potential, whether it's in training, off the bench. Matteo de Brienne will have a great chance to earn starts at GAIS. And I don't think it's a very much a big gap between the fullbacks. Matteo de Brienne's valued 250,000 euros and Robin Wenden Thomasen's valued 450,000 euros according to Transfer Market, going down, because that's truly all I have to know between the comparison between the two left backs. But I think there's a great potential Matteo de Brienne works his way into the starting role by the first couple months of the season. And this is a Sweden season that starts midway through the year. They don't start like more normal calendar years, so it's very interesting to see. And Matteo de Brienne is one that a lot of Canadians will have to keep an eye on. They got to add Sweden's top flight into their watch list. Not just the Premier League, not just the Liga or the Serie A. Canadians should keep an eye on Matteo de Brienne's career and how he's doing this season at GAIS, because who knows? Maybe he has an incredible season, earns a transfer to Malmo FF. Who knows? But Matteo de Brienne has made a huge move and a very exciting move. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. But for me, it's an absolute A+ of a deal. He's going to a club where he can start, a club where they're up the table, in a league that is consistent at producing and generating great talent to different leagues. So it's a smash out of the park of a transfer, and arguably one of my favorite players to ever come out of the Canadian Premier League. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to smash that like, smash that sub button, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.